Oh, Sean, Jake, hi. What the? Oh, I think we're in Pokemon, man. Hey! Hello!
Welcome, everyone, to the Void.
Hi. And today we are doing our top 6 Pokemon. Yeah.
I choose you, go! Pikachu!
What a crazy franchise, though.
Oh my gosh, I mean, well, dates back to 1996, once we got it aired in Japan,
Yeah.
thanks to Satoshi Tajiri, who is a very interesting person. If do you know much about
Not
Mr. Tajiri?
as much as I would like to. I know he's eclectic when it comes to but I mean, if you're able to look at animals in the world and just kind of reconfigure them to become Pokemon, you're off on a different level anyway. So it's great. Like, that's awesome. Like,
It's so perfect you mentioned that. Like, it's absolutely perfect because where he grew up, it was still kind of rural Japan, and
dude. Stay.
one of his favorite hobbies was collecting insects.
Oh, cool.
He loved to collect bugs, but as he was growing up, the two.
I apologize. I tried to sneak that one outside.
You snuck wrong, buddy.
That's gonna be a mic bump.
So Mr. Tajiri grew up in what was at the time rural Japan. It was still a lot of countryside, a lot of, actual forest and things like that. And he loved collecting bugs. But as he got older, urbanization started happening. And as the city continued to grow, it almost became impossible to collect bugs, which was his favorite thing. And he also was like, once he played his first arcade game, which was Space Invaders, he was hooked. He was done. And from what I had read, he loves arcade games where there's a single function. One of them being Dig Dug, where it's like, your purpose. It's a single function game. And he created a gaming magazine called Game Freak.
He made Game Freak?
Well,
What the fuck?
just you wait.
What the fuck?
So, Game Freak magazine was something he hand wrote and stapled together himself with like arcade tips and stuff like that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Just because he was just so impassioned about it, and his family was like,
You'll never make any money playing those video games.
"Fuck you, Dad!" But
StarCraft.
no, he like did this magazine, and he was stoked. And when he was 16, he won a contest through Sega, where it was like pitch a game idea,
Wow.
and he won at 16. And that game, I wasn't able to find much about it. I think it was called Quinty or something like that. Quinty.
Okay. All right.
But he, that kind of got his gears, a turning. And he spent 2 years learning how to program. He took apart his Nintendo Famicom, like the original NES system. He took it apart just to find out how it worked.
Holy shit.
That's Tajiri for you.
Whoa. Good on him, man. Just for wanting to
He
click
got that
bugs.
chance.
That's so fucking cool. Wow.
No, I know it. And he was sad that, like, at least from his personal experience, because, like, he was nicknamed Dr. Bug as a kid, which I think, is that what Professor Oak's nickname was? Was Dr. Bug or
I don't know.
Demon Doctor? I forget. It was something funky. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks.
But he was really sad that, like, kids, in the future generations wouldn't be able to collect bugs the way he did. So, one of the passions that made him happy. And that was one of the core things to make Pokemon. That and the Game Boy Link cable.
Oh, he made the link cable?
He didn't, but that's what kind of just, like, lit the fire. He's like, I love that there's the communication and, like, the actual companionship of two people together playing. And
That's what brought me and my little brother together when we were growing up. It's like I had blue, he had red, so it was when we had the link cable to just make sure we
Yeah.
could get it. Yeah, and it was like it was one of the only things that made us like not hate each other through those like those kid years, where you're just like truce, give me the Tauros.
instead of you being Reptile and going invisible and just kicking his ass.
That still happened.
That's still happening.
That still happened.
So I have an update for you guys.
update.
I don't see anything on Professor Oak's nickname, but his full name is Professor Samuel Oak. And when you type into Google what is Professor Oak's nickname, one of the responses is, or one of the top results is, did Professor Oak forget his own grandson's name?
It's true.
Is Professor Oak actually seen?
Oh, cool.
Here you go, 10-year-old boy.
Thanks,
Leave. Go out onto the world. You'll be fine.
Are you sure there's like giant birds out there made out of electricity?
You're fine.
You're fine. You're fine.
I think there's a comic of it where it's just like, oh, hello, welcome. And he's just like waiting for you to type in your name, but I just imagine Professor Oak like, come on, give it. Come on.
It's like the Morrowind guy where he's just like, hello. It's like the comic of the guard where he's just like, I saw things today. I watched a man transform into 50 different ethnicities and races. And he's just like, what's your name? I saw Eldritch Horror that day.
We couldn't figure out Professor Oak, but Satoshi Tajiri, that's why we have Satoshi was the protagonist of, in Japan it's, I think, blue and green. It wasn't blue and red, it was different.
Right.
I think it was red and green, one or the other.
Red and green, yeah.
But it was Satoshi and Shigeru, because his main mentor was Shigeru Miyamoto. And that's where we get Satoshi, Ash, Shigeru, Gary.
I thought you say that's where we get Diglett, because Miyamoto has no chin.
No one knows where we get Diglett.
He's that's the real Eldritch Horror. All right, well, let's just, I guess we'll just jump right in. We've got, what?
Well, what?
Between 6, 12, right? That's, I don't, is that enough to make the, even it out? I mean,
maybe we need more.
maybe.
I walked in with this thing.
You
See what's inside?
throw that shit.
Okay. Ryan!
A wild Ryan appears.
Fuck am I doing here?
Hey, do you want to talk about Pokemon?
Does the Pope shit in his hat? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right.
Your snap cartridge to a participating Blockbuster
Pokemon Pop-Tart.
So yeah, here we are. We've got our list. We went with the top 6 because that's as many as you can take with you when you go out adventuring into the field. So we decided to go that route. Before we do that, though, I have a question. What, gentlemen, is the Pokemon that you would have with you Pikachu style that would not be in the Pokeballs? The one that would just kind of always be hanging out.
I don't want to say it because it coincides with my favorite one.
Okay, all right. So we'll have.
I'm kind of there too.
Yeah.
Can we double back and get back to that one
That's
at the
fair.
end?
Terrible question.
Unless you want to say yours
Terrible
now.
question. Let's just spoil the whole damn video in the first 2 seconds.
I like Murkrow. I like the idea of just having like a little Murkrow just with me. And then reading up on the lore, they're funny as shit too, because if you piss them off, the whole idea is that they will fly around at night and lead travelers astray in the mountains, and so they're known to be
dicks.
like these horrible, like there's like stories of mothers in villages being like, make sure if you're at night, watch out for the Murkrows. Like it's one of those where I'm like, all right, okay,
Really?
yeah, it was neat because they only come out at night, and so it's like they have like a whole myth to them. I was like, nah, all right.
Ooh.
Yeah, and crows are cool as shit. They're smart and they have like the intelligence of a 7-year-old, so they're
They
fun.
can bring you coins and little shiny things.
Gems and trinkets.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, that's okay. Well then we'll just. I think I started last time, so Jake, if you want to go ahead and get this list going.
Oh shit! Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Me or the special guest? I mean,
Fuck him.
wow.
And fuck you too.
Fuck you too, Mister.
No, Ryan. It's okay. Let's actually. Yeah, that's fair. What would you like to? What would you say is your number 6?
Number 6, and I try to avoid. Playing a lot of Pokemon games myself. This is usually frowned upon in the Pokemon community using legendary type Pokemon, but I don't really give a shit. So I'm
We
gonna go
allow
and do
it.
it. I have chosen for number 6 the Pokemon Darkrai. It's a ghost and it looks cool, so that's why I picked it.
Darkrai, ghost and cool. All right.
It's Darkrai! Darkrai, the pitch black Pokemon.
Yeah, that's about it.
That is pretty dope.
But
They,
you go.
I do like that if you were to see this guy like just in the dark completely, it would just be that white like wick.
if I recall, it has a move where it like I think it's called like Dark Void, just fucking pulls you in the ground and probably just like mind fucks you or some shit.
That one legendary move where you're just like, oh, that's right, he ends worlds.
I'm dead.
My life is over.
All right,
So yes.
solid. Okay.
Darkrai, hell yeah.
Darkrai. All right, Monsieur Talon.
Oh man, this is gonna be a fun change of pace. So, my number 6, consult my Pokédex, is Eevee.
All right, just standard Eevee.
You know, Eevee's very versatile. If I'm assembling a party, like of different Pokemon from every different type and element, Eevee does it all. I need to consult my list for all the things Eevee turns into, because you got Flareon for fire, Jolteon for electricity, Vaporeon for water, Espeon for psychic, Umbreon for dark? Shadow?
Yeah.
Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon, which are the newer ones I'm
the
less familiar with, but they're all so...
Sylveon. Yeah, Sylveon's the fairy one.
You know what, though? At the end of the day, they're all so fucking cute. They're efficient, but they're fucking cute.
Where the
like,
fuck is a Dragon Eevee?
Hey, right there you go.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Nintendo!
Game Freak, get on it.
Freaky.
I think now they're just the Pokemon company. But
well.
it's okay.
I remember having more of a stressful time figuring out what evolution I wanted Eevee to be, more so than picking my starter Pokemon.
It was stressful!
Yeah, because I was just like, which leaf?
Well, yeah,
type?
they used to only give you like one Eevee in the game too.
Yeah. It was you had to choose.
They were like, yeah, you're gonna buy that damn link cable, and you're gonna buy multiple versions of Pokemon,
You better have a sibling.
You better have some Eevees.
or else you were starting your game, bitch.
And something that charmed me is just like quick trivia, I'll keep it fast here, is Motofumi Fujiwara is the guy who designed Eevee particularly.
Cool.
And he had a vague childhood memory of an animal he saw in the forest, and he didn't know what it was. He thought it was maybe a dog, maybe a cat, and that stuck with him, and that's how he designed Eevee. And that's why Eevee's kind of a dog, kind of a cat. Like, Eevee's just Eevee.
Nice.
I hadn't really thought about that, but
Yeah.
I don't really know if Eevee's a dog or a cat.
Kind of like how Vulpix is like a chinchilla fox.
Chinchilla.
And it's on fire.
More fun. I saw. Oh, thank you, sir. My okay.
Pass
well,
the decks.
if to get it on out there, then my I have to look him up because I think he's actually off the radar here. My number 6 is Mew.
Did you unlock me on that?
You didn't push the truck?
You filthy casual.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I love Mew's concept because he was the first Pokemon outside of where we were so pure. This was before there were 1,000 Pokemon. So when you had all 150 and you learned the rap every time you watched the cartoon and you're like, I know them all, and all of a sudden there's this mystery one. And the fact that you can get Mew before the movie even came out, and it was like, I don't know, it was neat. You needed the Game Shark to get it.
Yeah.
But once you had it, it's like you had that and Missing Number. But I don't know, it was cool. And I like that the lore that stems from Mew. I like that there's an argument now whether or not it's like did Mew and who's Arceus or Arceus or Arceus?
Arceus.
Yeah, it's like did they make the universe?
No one really knows how to pronounce
it. It's provocative. But, yeah. And I also like the concept that maybe all of the Dittos that exist are failed clones of Mew. That's the idea that's why they're there.
I hadn't heard of that, but
I
can dig that.
Yeah,
theory.
they have the theory that because while they were trying to make Mewtwo, the Ditto is just a byproduct of that.
Huh.
And Mew can learn all the TM and HM
Yeah,
moves.
Mew can transform just like Ditto.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's I don't know. It's a cool concept, and it was like the first character I felt okay as like a young lad where I'm like, it's cute and I love it. So it's like I was like, all right.
Well, yeah, but I would say in regards to what you said about you had to have a Game Shark to get it.
Yeah.
So in my neighborhood, there was one kid who had a Game Shark, and that kid controlled the whole fucking neighborhood.
He was the kid.
Because everyone
That was
wanted to
him,
get
yeah.
Mew, and he was like, well, what are you going to give me for it? You fucking son of a bitch.
Oh, you wanted a Mew, huh?
Give you 4 Capri Suns.
Yeah.
That's my final
I'll
offer.
give you my Venusaur.
No, he tried to get like your Charizard cards and shit off you.
Yeah, that was. We had that one kid in the neighborhood too, right?
Everyone's
Everybody
got
had
that one.
Everyone had that
one
Mew
piece
kid.
of shit.
Fucking Mew kid.
Everyone had their Gary Oak. I got the badges, huh?
He was the Gary Oak.
Yeah.
Except Gary didn't get a Mew.
Fuck him.
Today's all-new Pokémon will return in a moment on Kids W. As fun-shaped noodles in a yup.
So what's your number 5?
Oh shit! Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right. So my number 5 is it's not in there. No chance. Of
Not with
finding
that
It's not in
attitude.
here?
Not with that
it. All you have to
attitude.
do is believe. It is Lucario. I like him because he's a dog and he fights, and he's in Super Smash Brothers. And I used to be kind of good with him in Brawl, but then they fucked him up after that, so I never really played.
He was pretty
But-
damn good in Brawl.
Yeah, Lucario's cool, and he like shoots like energy balls out of his hands and shit. Bonus picture. His,
Oh.
his Mega Evolution.
There you go.
That is pretty good.
He's pretty dope, Mega.
It's funny because like you were talking about the Smash Brothers. Also, he was the replacement for Mewtwo later on.
Yeah.
In my head, he's the replacement for Mewtwo. He had the same kind of stoic.
His fighting style. Because I got really good at using Mewtwo in Melee because one of our friends, Ian, was incredibly good with Mewtwo, so I had to learn how to play it. And so when we went to Brawl, I played a lot of Lucario.
Yeah, he was great, and he wasn't as floaty as Mewtwo.
Yeah.
which was nice. Yeah, that always sucked because you can get really good with Mewtwo, but then you just get flicked across the stage, and you're like, oh no, teleport back in.
Oh no!
Cool, nice. All right, Lucario.
Yeah,
Well done.
Lucario.
All right. Number 5, sir. What are we rocking here?
Shit, am I the only one who ventured out of the top 151?
No, I got
Okay.
someone. You know, we're there. But it was difficult because the rest all seemed like Mad Libs.
Oh yes.
They're just
When we get to the shit Pokemon list.
He's not in there.
Oh fuck.
My number 5 is Greninja. One of the few times I broke out from the original 150. I'm a little locked in that as well, but Greninja's just, he's dope. I was kind of like assembling my 6 to have every element, and as far as like water Pokemon go, I think Greninja's my favorite. I love Squirtle. Squirtle peaks at Squirtle. Wartortle, Blastoise.
Have you seen Mega Blastoise? Got like a
It's got just more.
rail beam sticking out of his turtle
He's
shell.
just got more water
he's got
gun.
eight water guns.
Yeah.
8 cannons.
That's why I liked.
Painful
and it,
for him to walk.
it's kind of the opposite. Like I really like Squirtle, and then what does he come from? Froakie,
Oh,
Greninja.
yeah.
Like Froakie's lame. I wrote it down. Whatever he evolves into,
you too, asshole.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Get out of here!
it's Froakie and Frogadier.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of whatever. They're just,
Forgettable.
like,
Completely forgettable.
just forgettable frog ass, like blue frogs. It's like you had me at, blue turn Squirtle.
Yeah.
But then Greninja hits, and you're like, oh shit. And I got cued into him from Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Once he was a playable character, I'm like, who's that? And he's just so cool. It's like somehow they took Frog and Ninja, 2 very different concepts, mashed them together and made it cool. Like the tongue
Yeah.
as the shinobi-looking scarf.
I'm gonna add
Awesome. And the water shurikens.
Yeah.
He's just great.
He's the closest in my head to a Digimon.
I was gonna put him in, but this is Ash Ketchum Greninja.
Ash becomes
He
Greninja?
turned-
I think he has sex with him.
Do they do the
And
fusion
they, yeah, no, oh no, they have sex.
Ryan, cut that. Oh shit.
And now you know, kids.
No.
That's where Pokemon comes
No,
from.
the knowledge is power.
Gross.
Okay, my next one is surprisingly maybe updated on here. Yeah, Togepi.
Oh.
Yeah, my number 5, Togepi.
Huh.
Yeah, I like Togepi.
Oh yeah, there's one of those cards there.
Oh shit, that's right. Which one?
No, that's Charizard.
Yeah, you've chosen.
That one.
There you go. You've
There he
chosen
is.
wisely. They Togepi I enjoyed because it was the first Pokemon to really just say fuck you to your expectations. Because I watched the cartoon show
Oh,
religiously,
you-
like we all
She had
did.
that egg for like 30 years.
Yes, and I was just like, it could be anything, and then it
Misty, sit on that shit and hatch it already.
And
God
then-
damn.
Guess what? It's the egg, just alive.
They even doubled down and did like the alien bullshit where it just like clicks open, where it's just like, and hits its head. I'm like, oh, whatever.
But yeah, no, it would like shake its hands and then like fuck shit up or something, like
Oh.
send Team Rocket flying into outer space or whatever.
It was like the demon baby from like all like shows where you're just like, if they needed like a Deus Ex, that was
oh, it's
it,
so
yeah.
cute.
Just doing metronome, and you're just like, all right, that's wonderful. And I mean, it's a evolved form. What was it, Toga chick or whatever? Toga free.
Tick.
Toga tick.
Togetic? Is that like
Yeah.
the big fairy one? That's the end one.
It's literally
In between, it's the weird ostrich.
Well,
Togetic.
it's got 3 evolutions, or 2 evolutions.
Oh god, well it's evolution. The one right after it looks like it did that thing where it just it grew in the egg until it was just like, no, I don't wanna. So it's just stretching. I don't know, but the idea of Togepi is, I like the idea of Togepi and just
too. Yeah,
what it did, and just how it just subverted my expectations going forward into thinking like anything could be a fucking Pokemon, you know. So I'm just like, oh no,
That's the evolution, the first evolution.
What is its name?
Toga.
Oh no, I like this one better.
Oh, that one's great. Yeah, put
is
that one in.
Is that like? Hold on.
This is Toga. Nick Cage.
Is that like Nick Cage, Togetic? That does. You know what? I'm changing my whole list.
It's all
Yeah.
Togekiage.
Put the Pokeball down.
You said it more like Dr. Phil.
Pokeball down.
How does that Pokeball make you feel?
Now, why you gotta be going in the tall grass all the time?
Don't go in there without a
Throw
Pokemon.
my Pokeball at you, you stupid whore.
Should be starting a gym. So yeah.
So Togepi.
Toads.
Me and cheesy macaroni with
Hey, little buddy, want a ride?
Pikachu.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm saving that Nicolas Cage shit.
New wallpaper.
All right, number 4 for me is a little interesting Pokemon called Aegislash. It's one of the newer ones. I think it's like Gen 5 or some shit.
What the shit? That's
But
awesome.
it's a sword and it's a shield, which really doesn't make sense that they didn't put it in the sword and shield.
He's a
game.
Zelda boss.
He's not from the Sword and Shield
Well,
game?
he's in it, but he wasn't originated from it. But-
What? He's a DLC?
So, yeah, I like this one because this is one I caught initially in the first game I played it, and I caught the shiny version of it. And the shiny version looks way more badass than the original. So when it attacks, it does an attack move, it goes into sword mode, and then when it's like kind of doing defensive type mode, it goes into that.
But the first one you encountered was a shiny? Like,
Yeah, the first one, when I caught it in the game, I didn't even realize it was shiny.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
What's his Aegislash?
Aegislash.
Aegislash.
I believe that's how it's pronounced. I don't know.
I stand by it though. It looks like a Zelda boss. Like that's
Yeah.
literally that's like the third Wind Waker boss.
It's so badass though, because there was
Yeah,
a
that-
point like we're like 900 Pokemon deep, and when there was the one that was like the key ring, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, we got keys. So at
No,
least
that
they
one will
took
be coming
something.
back later.
Ryan.
So are we on number 4 for you, sir, or number 3?
Oh yeah, number 4. A paper list.
Oh shit!
Thank
wrong
goodness.
game. Wrong game. Fuck!
We just did it. We just did the Zelda joke.
We beat the quota.
Just make sure this shit matches.
That quota.
Pretty sure he's in here. I don't have my readers, but yeah, I think my number 4 is Charizard. He had to make it.
Dude, that's
I
so
mean,
good. Yeah.
iconic. Like the first Pokemon to show up in the Japanese anime, just like blowing the fire. And I mean, when you look back, and I have that, hearty nostalgia. Like if it was between the top 3, Charmander was my go. Mm-hmm. I love Charmander.
Yeah.
Always go Charmander.
Charmander, like every time. Charmander he's adorable. Little Charmander, he's great. Charmeleon. We all went through that Charmeleon phase in our lives when we were growing up.
Bumpy forehead, right?
Yeah, little bumpy forehead. And then here comes Charizard. Like,
That glow
goddamn.
Up. That glow up.
Every kid wanted to stab each other in the throat for a Charizard card when they were a
Oh
kid.
yeah, that was it. I think some kid legitimately got stabbed for a Charizard.
I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it one damn bit.
talk about like the cultural impact of Charizard. Like that card was the one to like. If you
Yeah.
had that,
I still have it.
That was it.
Don't stab me in the neck.
Yeah. First edition Charizard.
you got it on you.
No.
Gonna have to catch you again. Have to catch you again there.
We'll just make sure to see you out.
The idea of its life essence being the tail fire, that was so cool.
Oh,
As
yeah.
a kid, that taught me
Yeah.
like just the respect of, in a weird way, like animal. It was like a progenitor of Steve Irwin, where I'm just like, oh, it's like
That's a hell of a mix.
you gotta keep the animals alive because oh my god, like that's how you do it. So I don't know, it was
And
neat.
the more experience it gets as a Pokemon,
Yeah.
the
The
fire
bigger the
gets bigger.
flame.
Yeah. And it was one of the first, I think in the cartoon too, it was one of the first real world elements of danger that they set up to where you're just like, oh, Pokemon also have
that's right.
conditions, you know what I mean? Like with the rain and getting the Pokemon.
Yeah,
center,
Ash was putting him under the blanket and
Yeah.
trying to carry him through the rain.
Yeah. And so it's that whole, and so I don't know, as a kid, it really, I don't know, it did a lot where I was just like, okay, I'll keep you alive, fire lizard. So.
He's just one of those. He's a legacy character, really. Like he can't go wrong with Charizard. And then as he's gone like further, like the X and Y evolutions, dope.
Oh yeah, the
Do
mega.
you have enough
the,
badges though?
the mega.
Can you control?
No?
I bet you don't even have enough badges to get into the...
Electronic Pokedex for master trainers from Aber to Zubat.
Pokemon time is...
Catching as many as you can.
Who's your 4, Sean?
My number 4 is yes. Mimikyu. Out of all of, because I was pretty adamantly sticking with all of the Pokemon first, second, and partially to the third generation. That's when I started to teeter off because I was like, I'm old enough to date. And then
Hey, fuck you, asshole.
I kind of lost track of it all. But Mimikyu, when I saw that new, what was it, 5th generation?
I think that was like 6 or
Some-
7.
some-
It might even be 7.
It's up there, and I just what a cool fucking concept of just the mimicking unknown idea, this tragic thing that's just like, I want to be a happy Pokemon too. I want to be loved, and so I don't know, Mimikyu. Seeing that, it stood out. Like if you're scrolling through the list of all the, you're like that one. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, so,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Mimikyu.
And it's badass. Like I've actually used it on I wouldn't say like real competitive teams, but when you're playing online and stuff, it's actually a really good one to use because you can go out there and they have to hit you twice at least.
Why? Why is
Because it's called I think it's called like Substitute or something. So like the little Pikachu thing that's on its head, when it gets hit, you get no damage and the head just falls to the side. And then at that point, you can go and like hopefully land like a one-hit KO on them, assuming you have the right moves and all that shit.
That's so good.
Dang.
That's so good. Yeah, no, it's perfect. Yeah, it just adds more to it. Yeah, I love it. And,
It was already cool design alone,
Yeah.
but the fact that it like kicks legitimate ass, like
Yeah.
That's neat. Yeah, it comes in like that weird like ringer underdog. I like that's neat. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Cool. Yeah. So Mimikyu. That's my number 4.
who's your 3?
Number
Ryan?
3. Now we're getting the ones that a lot of my favorite ones come from Gen 2. This is Tyranitar. Because this dude is a fucking tank. And like he's good in the actual games, but then like also for people who play Pokemon Go, Tyranitar is like the one that people always use for the raids just because it just eats hits and dishes out damage.
Eats hits, gives no shits.
Yeah.
That was the.
Hey,
slogan there.
Tyranitar's here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and that motherfucker ain't got no bubblegum.
He's actually allergic. Don't
Yeah.
give Tyrannosaurus bubblegum.
No. And then here's his Mega Evolution form.
Oh, I'd never seen this Mega Evolution.
Oh, dope.
Dang.
How do you even approach that?
You don't
What do you do?
put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
I love that it's got one of those false faces like in nature where it's like the butterfly where it's just like, come on.
You just throw a piece of bubblegum.
Look at my titties. Look at my titties. So yeah, that's all I got on that one.
That's all I got to
Sweet.
say
That was
about
your
that.
was your 3?
Yes.
Boy.
3 it up.
3 it
up.
up. 3
Go.
3 it up.
3 it up. 3
Oh, that's what I meant.
3 it up.
Sorry guys, typo.
3
Come on, keep it professional.
I'm sorry. So my number 3 is
Alakazam.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Did you,
Amazing.
you have Alakazam too, or
Go.
He's just badass. I've always been inclined to the psychic types because it's just some cool ass Pokemon. And you start with Abra, already just like a cool kind of silent floating around. Dope little Pokemon. Get Kadabra and Alakazam, and he just keeps getting better, and that mustache just keeps getting.
I think
he's got a mega evolution.
Yeah,
he does. It's
Oh,
like
man.
grand.
It's like a
dude. He's like a yogi.
got a
He's
great big bushy beard.
He's got 5 spoons.
Holy shit!
That's oh no, I did see where it's like an aura
he's
around
legit.
him.
And I was reading in like his compendium where it's just like they're like it's armor. He's growing more armor around his body, and you're like yeah.
And he gets the Kinesis move.
nailed it. Yep.
Ooh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, he's the only Pokemon that gets Kinesis, actually.
He's the only. It's
Only
only
one.
Kadabra, Alakazam,
Yep.
and it doesn't do damage.
It removes
but
their
he
accuracy.
bends the spoon and like tanks their accuracy, which is dope. And the spoon bending thing resulted in a lawsuit against Pokemon.
What?
Yeah.
This I did not know.
I didn't.
Yeah, there was a renowned psychic named Uri Geller back in the day, and his thing was bending spoons. And he's like, that's me. They took my image. So he sued Nintendo for a lot lot
Whoa.
Did he win?
I don't think he won.
It
may have just been
no
settled.
way.
Nintendo does the suing. They don't get sued.
So
They
they're
brought
gonna
in Alakazam, and he just like bent it in half.
It's a real problem with that Gallagher Pokemon they got.
Get your spoon ass face out of here.
Get your spoon ass back in your ass.
They actually had a psychic
spoon.
off. They were just standing there. Yeah. They're still doing it.
I'm curious though, because Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam, like, Pokemon are like kind of loosely based on animals. What animal do you think that was based on? I'm between like a fox and a goat.
That's yeah.
Somewhere in between.
Like an aardvark.
Yeah, that's what
Ooh,
that's what I was
Like
thinking.
something like.
I need to
with a-
actually
with
look
a
up what an
weird-
aardvark looks
Now I'm
like.
just seeing the Arthur meme where he clenches his
What's-
fist, but it's Kadabra like bending
Clenching
a spoon.
No, I'm thinking of Drowsy. What's the Drowsy?
Drowsy's a taper.
Taper, yeah. Oh shit.
And then Hypno's just a guy. A yellow guy. He's a Simpson.
He's a dude. That adds into the list of like where I'm horrified before, where it's like, what constitutes as a fucking Pokemon? Where it's like, I got it as a kid, where I'm like, okay, but then I saw like Mr. Mime, and then I saw Jinx, where I was like, I started to get scared. Where I was
When
like,
did they start getting human rights?
Yeah, where I'm like, wait a minute, if I dressed up like a lion and I walked outside, I'm like, look, it's Lion Man. I'm like, no, please, I'm a human being.
Especially Hypno, he's just a hypnotist. And someone just like started throwing balls at him.
He's a demon. Get him. Our history would probably be a lot more rosier if we could catch Pokemon.
Now we're
man.
crossing into that area where Pokemon in the real world.
And the
How well would that be?
Nobody expects the Spanish Pokemon.
Watch Detective Pikachu and find out. Not a sponsor.
I didn't care enough to see it.
The Ryan Reynolds cricket just like commercial cuts in. Sorry.
Ryan Reynolds plays the cricket. He's a very sassy cricket.
They didn't even change his voice though. He's like, "Hey, I'm the hi," and you're like, "Ryan, stop!"
Hey, it's Deadpool!
I immerse myself completely within the world of Pokemon. I read about him. I live at his height. I tried to lose 182 pounds to match his weight until doctors intervened.
I mean, he didn't even change his voice. It just sounds like him.
Pokemon.
That was my 3. Do you need this for your 3?
My 3, sir. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do. Well, actually, no. I don't. My 3 is definitely not on this one, unfortunately. But
That's a $500 Pokedex, asshole.
yeah.
Sorry.
My number 3 is just to make sure. Yeah, is Cacturn. Yeah, I like the idea of Cacturn. Just a ghost, like dirt ground Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Like a dark ground Pokemon, and it's I don't know. We're from the West too, and so just the idea of a Pokemon that stands still all the time as a cactus and only moves at night and chases people is pretty horrifying. So like that's
Yeah,
pretty big.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, like that'd be one of those where it's like I feel like if it was like a Pokemon survival movie where I feel like it's
They
like,
should make one.
yeah, like it's like 1 p.m. and you're just like, we can't stay here. This is a Cacturn field, and they're all just standing there staring at you, and it's just like we can't move until dusk, and it's like
Clever girl.
Yeah, it's like you
That's
gotta,
really good.
You got to get out of like the dunes before dusk happens, or else the cacturns are coming out. I don't know.
You
so-
as a Pokemon trainer.
I'm seeing a trend with your Pokemon. They all have really good narratives.
I'm also thinking like I should be wearing this.
Oh yeah.
You've got your Murkrow like fluttering around. You've got a cactus
Yeah,
just like sitting.
I think actually in the show they had a Cacturne's pre-evolved first form with Cacnea.
Cacnea?
Yeah, the little
it
ball
always
cactus.
jumped on Jesse's face, which I mean he'd probably be fucking dead if that actually happened in real life.
Well, and you have those teddy bear cactuses with the whites, where if you actually get near them, they shoot like the white quills at you. There's like heat reactive cactuses where they will like expunge their quills.
Is it a Pokemon or real life?
Real life, yeah. There's a real cactus that does that shit, and so that's.
Of course there is.
Yeah, right.
It's probably in Australia, isn't it?
It's probably the basis for this thing. Just throw a Pokeball in. Probably in Australia. That place is exclusively designed. What was it? Dylan Rand? He's like, why would you be out there? This place is exclusively designed to murder you.
But we all went to Australia recently. The whole family was a ridiculous place. Located 3/4 of a mile from the surface of the sun.
Squirtle, I choose you.
Number two.
Number two.
Number two. All right, this actually coincides with one of my previous one. I caught a Pokemon that was my first time I encountered it. It was a shiny one, and this one is much more impressive because it was a legendary, and I've traded it from all the way from Gen 3 all the way to current games.
What?
It is Rayquaza.
Whoa!
Because I really don't care about Rayquaza in its normal form because it's just a green dragon, but this is a fucking badass black dragon.
Yeah,
He looks a lot better
that's
in that.
Rock and Roll Metal album. That's the album cover right there.
So, and then this is his Mega form.
Get out of here.
Or is it Mega or it's like Alpha? I don't know.
If that's not Mega, what's Mega?
Well, it's from one of the spin-off games that they made. I don't know. It looks badass.
It looks like a deep sea underwater fish. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Rayquaza.
Everybody loves Rayquaza until they hypnotize you and grab you.
Yep.
Like disco lights. Horrifying.
But yeah, I've traded it from game to game, and it's very easily my second favorite one.
Number. So we're at our number twos. Right?
Oh, number two. Number
Yes.
two.
What do we got? Just let it keep going.
Yeah.
Get out!
It's connecting to the modem.
Do you have any like candles to light? Because my two is Gengar. I love me some Gengar. It's kind of in the same route of why I like Charizard and like Charmander. Like Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar. Man,
All three of them are fantastic.
what a fucking trio!
All
'Cause you
three of
get,
them.
Yeah.
Like the best parts of like the original, and again, I'm pretty rooted in the original 150, but like you have Ghastly, which is the spectral smoky ghost. You get Haunter, who's like a little pointier, a little spookier, and then you get to Gengar, and he's just more mischievous. Like he's just so you just never know what's going on there because he's
like the Violator from Spawn.
Have you
Like,
seen
little
Mega?
clown
Have you seen
man.
Mega Gengar?
I have.
Okay, all right,
So
that's good because I love Mega Gengar too.
Oh man,
I haven't seen Mega Gengar. I need to see it.
Well, because one of the Gengars like turns and it's more like Haunter.
Okay.
But I think it was like the Gigantamax or whatever. He's like a mouth. It's like a Gengar like carnival tent basically. He's just this huge.
Do like a Fenrir from Final Fantasy. Just,
Basically.
That's so crazy.
Like I already like Gengar as is.
Oh yeah, look at that third eye.
Is that the? Yeah, that's the. That's
And
the more
and
like
the shiny
Haunter
one
looking.
is just straight up white.
Okay. Oh, cool.
But it almost like
He looks like a
harkens
Mario
back
bad
to.
guy,
Yeah.
the white one. Yeah.
He looks a little more like Haunter. It's like they got back
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
floating hands, and I mean just that whole evolution is
Where's
hella
that
cool
mouth
to me.
one? We gotta find that mouth.
Oh, I think it's the Gigantamax or whatever.
Oh,
oh my God.
he missed. Oh no. Google. Safe filters. Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just like
I actually
Bring me
forgot
the
about
lamp.
the diamond in the rough.
I don't fully.
That was an Aladdin reference for all you kids that are significantly younger than us.
Fuck's Aladdin.
Is that movie with Will Smith?
Oh no! Get back in the ball. Get back in the ball. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I don't subscribe fully, but the theory that Gengar and Clefable.
Oh, yeah, it's like the ghost of Clefable.
He's
Yeah,
like
I've
either
heard
the
that theory.
ghost or the shadow of Clefable
Yeah.
because their shapes are kind of similar.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's a shadow. That'd be cool.
A lot of those original, I think a lot of those original like 151 theories, like Cubone and all that stuff,
Yeah.
like all those actually are, I think they were confirmed to actually be true.
That's crazy.
Hey, there you go.
Again, I could be dead ass wrong about
The
that.
Cubone thing is the mother's skull, right? It's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a Kangaskhan's baby.
Yeah. Oh, and just yeah. Shit. Crazy cool. Well, all right. And it's hilarious because my number 2 actually is Haunter.
Oh, hey! We almost had it.
I was gonna put Gengar honestly, but in weighing the two down, I think I like the severed hand from Haunter.
It is pretty
mainly again because it goes back to the cartoon, but when he reached in and pulled Ash's like ghost out, it seemed more like I don't know, the idea of just these severed hands being able to go into your body and like just do shit seemed more ghost-like. Gengar having the feet to me was just, I was like, I could trip him. I could trip the ghost. But Haunter, like, I
Don't trip Gengar.
Don't trip
Gengar.
Don't do it. Yeah, but yeah, Haunter, in terms of just the idea of having a nightmare be your friend, which was cool. Like, it was the first kind of, I don't know, thanks to Eastern mythologies and stories and stuff that we got early on, I got to learn that we shouldn't fear like the dark and evil so much that like we would have just had if it was just growing up here in the West, where it's just like the darkness is bad, bring your torch and kill everything. Like
go to bed when the streetlights come on.
Yeah, so like just having that concept where it's just like, oh, these ghosts are just gonna take you for a magical little ride. And like I was just like, okay, that's neat. So yeah,
It's funny you say that about like trusting the ghosts, like because Haunter had the lick move, right? That would paralyze you.
Right.
It's like, you know, you let a dog like lick you, like you trust that. But then Haunter, of course, is like, and then
Stranger
all of a sudden,
danger.
Where can you catch all 150 Pokemon?
Number 1.
Oh shit, we're already on number 1.
Number 1, brother. We're there. We're rocking it.
Okay.
For friendship. Oh wait. For friend.
What I knew about my number 1, and I was glad. I knew there was no chance anyone was gonna pick this one. My number 1, and it goes back to what I said about Gen 2. Gen 2 is by far my favorite, and my favorite is for Alligator. Every time I pick Totodile, usually pick the water one, and I in every game I get, I always try to get a for Alligator, assuming it's available, which most of the time it's not because Game Freak's lazy. But we can go into that another day. But
dude, they're sponsoring this shit.
Well, they can kiss my ass.
Like that balance
for a nominal fee.
Make sure you subscribe, comment.
But yes,
comment.
I've always enjoyed for Alligator. I don't know why, but I think it's probably just because Gen 2 always stuck out so much in my mind, just in terms of nostalgia stuff, that I will always say that Totodile to for Alligator is my favorite.
Dope. That's
nice.
Is there a specific move that he does, or is there like
no, he's essentially just Blastoise. There really ain't much special about him.
Was there do you have any like moments in the show or in the manga where you're just like, I double confirm he's the coolest? Where it's just like he did the thing. Where it's like, yeah, remember when he
Well, it's an annoying little crocodile that runs around and screams and jumps on Ash's face. I mean, that's kind of funny.
That is good. Dude, nice, solid pick. All right. Nice
And he's the second stage, right?
No, he's the final form.
Oh, he is the final one.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. That's what I was like, wait a minute.
He doesn't have a Mega Evolution because
he is
Pokemon Company.
He is the Mega
I
Evolution.
keep insulting Game Freak, but I should say the Pokemon Company doesn't give a fuck about him.
That's such a shame. They like Machamp more. They like him.
Fucking assholes. Continue. No?
Sorry, I was just thinking about Machamp and just not feeling comfortable. Especially with Machop. He's just like...
Well, he was all of our first foil Pokemon rare cards. That's probably all we
Yeah,
all
that's honestly 100%
So we're
true.
just
I've never heard anything so accurately said before. It was my first holographic card, I think.
And then when you think about
Who the fuck is this asshole?
In a battle, you're like, go, Machamp, and it's just this little like...
Yeah, I remember legit trying to pawn him
Objectifying
off.
the male figure.
Yeah,
fucking assholes.
unrealistic goals. For real.
I can't be like Machop.
Seismic.
So it's our number one.
Number one.
Number one.
The coup de grace, as they would say.
The coup de grace, or you might say the Mew de grace, or maybe the Mewtwo de grace.
Oh shit! And that was Charizard.
Mewtwo would do that.
That's Poliwhirl. Why the fuck did they make a Poliwhirl?
Why, yeah.
one?
Because he can learn,
Mewtwo.
There he is.
he can learn all the punching moves.
Don't kill me. Go back in your ball. Don't kill me. I couldn't help it because when I was a kid, I didn't have a Game Boy or Pokemon. I pretty much just like rallied off of you playing it, and I had the Prima strategy guide. So I would just like read through and just like, it was like a choose your own adventure. I just read through the game because I couldn't play it, and when I looked through all the Pokemon because they had the little compendium at the end, I just thought Mewtwo was the coolest.
He's pretty badass. He could literally probably turn you inside out.
I still think Mewtwo's the coolest.
Yeah.
Like the weird like battle feature, like he doesn't have like an idle animation because he's conserving energy. He doesn't move just because he's like, might have to move later.
Yeah,
That
it's smart. Always plan ahead.
I like also with Mewtwo, he was, because you learned about him while you're playing the game. I knew about Mewtwo even before I got to him, and so when I got the Master Ball in the game, because you only get one, I remember being like, I need to save this for Mewtwo, and it's like as soon as the fight started and Mewtwo was in that cave, I was just like, you're mine! I just chucked it out. I didn't
You used a Master Ball Mewtwo?
Bro, I didn't even try. I was like, I want it!
You filthy casual.
I was 8.
Doesn't matter. I used Pokeballs on that bitch.
Did you really catch him with Pokemon?
No, I threw a Master Ball at it too.
I remember that it was like the first time as a kid being like, I need to have this resource, man. Like it was like I have this trump card ready.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's the weirdest thing because he's the only like artificial Pokemon, like from at least 1 to 150. It's like he was created. It was like gene splicing and data. I like your theory that Dittos are just like failed Mews, and he's just the Ditto. He's the Ditto that didn't.
He's the Ditto that did it. Diddy didn't Ditto.
He's a fucking Snoke from Star Wars. That movie sucked.
He really is Snoke now. Yeah. It's horrible. But what does he mean? Who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Who cares?
J.J. Abrams will write some bullshit and pull it out of his ass.
Yeah, he literally came out of a mystery box. So it's like,
somehow Mewtwo returned.
I don't want him to be my number one anymore.
And I've ruined everything.
What's your number one, Sean? Damn, he is Snoke though. That sucks. And Giovanni's Palpatine.
Oh fuck.
But Giovanni, I don't know about this mission. No, I don't either. Do it.
Do it.
I want that Pikachu.
Unlimited Pokemon! So Sean, you're number one.
Well, damn you, Jacob Taylor. My number one is Alakazam. You did it.
Nice.
You did it. I love Alakazam so much because you had to get him through the link cable back in the day. That's the only way you could evolve your Kadabra. And just the psychic Pokemon. I liked Sabrina in the show and just the concept of them. And you kind of nailed it. Alakazam is just dope. He is that final boss in my head in terms of just like you're fighting a Pokemon. Every other Pokemon seem like you're just like, well, you have to avoid this little caterpillar string shot and watch out for this strong Pokemon trying to punch you. And Alakazam's just like, he will twist your bones. And you're like,
I'm going to make a smoothie out of you.
Like, oh my god! Like I remember that episode where they were all racing and they were all like on like Dodrio and here's your Rapidash. I was like, well, just race on an Alakazam and teleport.
Break all their legs.
Just hurt them. Yeah. So I just. He
hurt them.
He was like the OP Pokemon in my head back in the day, where I was just like, we should be talking more about Alakazam, I think. So but
especially that Mega Form you brought up. He's even cooler when he's
it's like
that beard
feet,
though.
like great big.
I see that beard. I'm like,
beard.
That Pokemon fucks.
Yeah.
Pokemon fucks.
Yeah, he has a cult probably. That's the Pokemon that would have the
Who
video.
doesn't have a cult these days?
True.
Pokemon world is a world a bit demonic. They say it's just a game, but they can't get saved.
Could put Pokemon power in your pocket.
Gotta catch 'em all.
With Mentos fresh and full of staying fresh, fresh goes better, fresh guys.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
So we've actually got a few more. Okay, let's actually get more of an energy. So we've actually got So we've got a few more left to do. Somebody else take this. I don't want to do this. Somebody introduce this.
Hey, we're gonna talk about Pokemon that fucking suck.
The worst.
The worst. Yes.
We were thinking like putting our list together. It's like, well, which Pokemon? I think it was your question, Sean. What's your least favorite?
Yeah. Like I just ended up like, what's your least appealing Pokemon?
Yeah.
Oh, there's quite a few.
Ryan, what do you got here?
What do you got?
So I'm gonna start with this one. I'm actually kind of noticing a trend with some of mine here. This is a Pokemon called, I think it's, is this one called Purugly?
Oh, that's Purugly, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a giant fat cat that probably, I don't know, but it's also got ugly in the name. I imagine the Japanese name is a lot better, but the American Pokemon company just decided, yeah, we're gonna call this one fucking ugly.
That's so incredibly bad.
That Pokemon does not shit in its box.
No.
Like it legitimately, it just
It
won't.
shits in your box.
It shits in your bed, like right on your pillow, and you're like, Purugly,
ugly.
Why do I keep you alive? God.
You're lucky my sister died. I have to keep you.
That got dark.
That got dark real quick. Well, that's what happens when Purugly's in my face. I just come up with these scenarios. It's horrible. Shit.
Well,
So-
either of you gentlemen.
So I've only got one really to go for.
Well, you had mentioned earlier Jinx, like that's unfortunate. But I also really don't like Miltank.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's just a fucking cow.
Miltank's gross. Well, and I think it's just once they started adding animations to the Pokemon, and that udder, like just kept flopping, and I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
When you put the two together, like I mean, Miltank's bad, but Jinx.
If that Pokemon exists in the real world, some human would do some terribly disgusting things to it.
Yeah, it would be one of those where you see on Reddit where you're like, "There's a not safe for work link on this."
I ain't clicking that
I don't want
shit.
to click that. Yeah, it's enough internet for tonight.
Oh! I'm okay.
Delete this picture?
Yeah, delete him. There you go.
Here's another ugly cat.
Oh, is that the Persian?
Yeah, this is Persian's Alolan form. It just looks really dumb.
What? They shrunk his face in.
It just looks really dumb.
He looks like a
like
Shin-chan
Persian was a
character.
badass cat.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, how do we make this stupid?
Oh, that's horrible. Well,
And they did.
well, going from your fish, the one that I just was, it's the only one that I get like angry thinking about.
I feel like I'm about to hold up the same one.
It's Bruxish.
Oh no! Oh god! What the fuck is that?
Bruxish is horrible.
Sean, I've played all the Pokemon games. I don't even know what the fuck that thing is.
This thing makes me mad. Like, it's just somebody tripped with a bunch of crayons that were melted, and they were like, "Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, fuck it, we got deadline.
We got it. Yeah, it's yeah."
Where did Bruxish come from?
What gen is that?
Bruxish is he is he one of the, I don't know, man.
What number is it?
79.
So that's like Gen 7 or something.
Yeah,
I don't even fucking want to know.
Yeah, no.
I just feel like it would talk to you, like you summon it to battle, and it's like,
yeah, this would be the Tim Curry role that he didn't talk about, you know? Or,
Tim Curry's too good for Bruxish.
Yeah, don't even.
It would
Sean.
be what's like a bootleg Tim Curry?
Shooter McGavin.
Christopher McDonald. I eat Bruxish like you for breakfast. You eat Bruxish for breakfast?
Price is wrong, bitch.
I also have Paris, which is the useless one. Like, who was like out of the original 151? I'm gonna put Paris in my line.
You're calling out the Paris fans.
I liked in the cartoon you saw them planting the mushrooms from their backs. That was pretty cool.
Sean, the cartoon didn't help Paris, in my opinion.
Nothing helps Paris anymore.
No.
Paris is a lost state.
Paris is lost.
It's Paris.
Paris is doomed.
Paris is fallen.
Brexit!
Bruxish! To Paris.
Do you have more? That you
Yes, I have one more.
I love that you have more that you hated than more that you liked.
That's generally how I go with things. Like with all the Pokemon games that come out, like there's usually like 80 ones that are just like, what the fuck is this? And then the rest, and there's like 3 or 4 that I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I like in the new batch you have Surfetched, where you're just like, well, that just makes Farfetch look like the incapable cousin, right?
Yeah.
It's like Surfetch has a shield and a sword.
Yeah.
And there's Farfetch.
Look at this idiot. He's got a stick.
You're like, all right.
Well, so in regards to the 80 that I said that were just completely useless, fucking keys.
Oh, I mentioned there is a key one.
Keys.
I'm like, did I like dream about that?
Some asshole at Pokemon Company was walking around
keys.
and like, oh shit, I forgot I have to come up with a new Pokemon today. Oh, I forgot my keys this morning. Oh, keys. All right, key Pokemon. There you go.
It's that Stephen King bit from Family Guy where he's just got the lamp where it's like, ooh, and you're
He
like,
just saw it and he was like, yes.
Yeah. That's a legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah. That's my list of useless garbage.
Did you say you wanted or what was your question? Who would you want as your like?
Yeah, your outside.
Your buddy Pokemon.
Yeah, your buddy Pokemon.
You want the key guy, right?
No, fuck that.
Oh,
that's that's all you've said since high school is the key guy. You've been like,
Sean, the key guy came out when we were like graduated from college. So you know what?
With that attitude, yeah. Fine.
I would actually pick Totodile because I wouldn't want to have Alligator following me around because it's a big ass alligator and that might frighten young children. So I would just prefer to have I would prefer to just have Totodile. Like, you can sit on your shoulder and shit.
That'd be cool.
Well, not actually shit, but you know what I mean.
He would, and you'd have a laugh. You'd be at a river.
He'd be in a river.
He'd be fine.
Oh yeah, he's a water Pokemon. Never mind.
Get in the river.
Okay. I love you. Thank you.
I would say Gengar, but no, I'd rather have Haunter. Like, if I was a Pokemon trainer, like, bustling around, it's like, if there's some motherfucking ghost, like, floating around me, it's like, oh.
Hey, no one's gonna fuck with you.
But if they don't fuck with me, then I don't get any experience, so...
You could do that Insidious thing, too, where Haunter's just invisible all the time, and then, yeah, just the... Like, you just have him, like, just do, like, flash horror movie pop-ups on people you didn't like. That'd be great. What was that? Like, what? What are you talking about, lady?
It seems to make more sense than to have Mewtwo as a company, because he would just...
Should we... Hello, and he can actually speak English.
Yeah,
and
actually,
talk to you.
He's just chilling. So should we like talk about our consciousness now?
He started asking like existential questions and stuff. And you're like, Mewtwo, I don't want to think about this right now. All right,
Mewtwo, it's like
I think you hit it off with Nurse Joy last time.
Mewtwo, shut the fuck up.
You should pursue that. And then he psychically like.
Mewtwo.
I'm sorry you didn't catch that Weedle, but like,
Nurse
what
Joy,
about life?
come here.
It's awesome.
She Ash, she loves you. Give her a kiss.
I love you, Ash.
Please,
It's like
Mewtwo,
contorting.
stop. Who's that Pokemon?
She's got a family.
Nurse Joy.
Well, we made a nightmare.
Nurse Jenny.
Oh, and Officer Jenny.
Nurse Jenny now.
Wait, Nurse
she's
Joy
gonna pull double duty now.
In Mewtwo's world.
It's Doc
In
Mewtwo's
Mewtwo's world.
It's Doc Mewtwo's world.
Who would you have on your shoulder?
Murkrow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he already said.
All right.
You insensitive prick.
Sorry.
You endgame horrible creep. I'm just sitting here with my little bird, like, I'm like, okay, you monsters.
Oh, don't do it. All right.
So it's hilarious that because we both write it, but you're just like, here's my picture of the Pokemon.